Well, hello, and welcome back. I'm AJ O'Neill, and this is really not so much beyond code as it is just me working on work stuff. But that said, whoop, there we go. Let me pause that and get that out of the way. Oh yeah. So what I was gonna say is I'm just gonna do this live. I'm gonna keep stuff that I can work on that you can see over here. I'm gonna do some other stuff that I can't show you over here if there's wherever there's proprietary things. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do my work stuff, and I do have the Twitch and the YouTubes open on the comments. When I'm looking over here, I am looking at the comments. So that said, let's see. My task right now is, let's see, where was I at? I might actually need to grab my other computer, make sure everything's kosher. Oh no, I think I know what I was doing. So I was having a problem with, I wanted to use a cookie jar, but the most popular cookie library and what seems to be the best, because I try not to go with what's most popular. I try to find what is in fact the best library for the job, and sometimes I find amazing things that have 5 or 15 stars on them, or maybe 0 stars. Sometimes I'm the first person to star something, and I just think, wow, this is amazing. In this particular case, I don't think that, hold on, I'm just going to get, what was it, file cookie storage, I think is what it was called. I'll see. I'm pretty sure that I had this fork here. Yeah, file cookie store. Anyway, in this particular case, I think that the existing libraries are the right libraries to use. And I am going to pull out my other computer to make sure that I've got everything up to date. I think maybe. No, because I've got all of the stuff that I need. Should actually be right here. And I do different colors on my terminals. So this helps me remember which one's remote and which one is local. So I actually have a couple of different themes. They're on webinstall.dev. If you go to the iTerm page on webinstall.dev, I have my favorite themes listed there, so you can check them out and see. And I think I also have this tip there on how you go into profiles in advanced and set it so that you can have your profiles match either a username or a server name. For all my remote servers, I use app as the username, unless I'm doing root, and then I have a really nasty, ugly theme for root, and then I have an ugly default theme, and that helps me to make sure that I'm not accidentally root when I don't mean to be, or if I'm on a production server, I have an ugly theme for production servers. That way it reminds me like, oh, this is a place I don't want to be. I'm there for some particular reason that I've got to be there, but I don't want to be there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clone this. So what I do is, we're not really a tech company. Well, tech company. We're not like Facebook or Google, where what we prize is look how cool tech we are. And so I tend to just fork things to either my personal or my LLC repo and work on them there when I need to work on something that's open source, because I don't really want to muddy our SEO by publishing things to NPM and us getting more SEO for technical stuff than what we actually are selling to our customers. But I do want to get, if I fork something and it's not, for whatever reason, it's not going to go into, that PR is not going to land. I want to publish a version that's public so that it's not hidden away. I mean, especially when it's open source code, because you don't want stuff to be hidden away where nobody can find it. So anyway, I think what I did, lint2 is not there, which is strange. I'll have to check on that. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rebase prettier. Okay, let me check out prettier. All right, go back to master, get rebase prettier. That should bring that in. And then I'm going to check out lint. And then I'm going to get rebase lint. Oh, whoops, get checkout master, get rebase lint. Okay. And so now those two should be in line. And I guess I am going to have to pull out my other computer. I could have sworn that I had a PR based on this. So I think that's really weird. Let me just double check on that real quick. Because I could have sworn that I had 3 PRs open here. And one of them was the PR that fixed the test and stuff. So basically the file cookie store is really old. Let's see, what branch is this based off of? Lint. Okay, so I think that I actually based that off of the wrong branch, maybe? Let's see. Oh, no. Shut up, you. Silence. So this one, I guess this one was just, just a bug fix. So that one was just in master. And then this one was just prettier stuff. And then this one was just lint stuff. Update tests and linting. Okay, yeah. So locally I had a branch of lint too. But then I got it all together. So let me double check then that this is all right. So I should be able to do npm run test. Because the test, basically I had 6 different forks and the tests weren't passing. And I wanted to make sure that the changes that I was making were valid. Cannot find module. Okay, so what I need to do is run npm install first. I think that's all I need to do there. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way so I can move this computer over here. But I don't, let's see, I don't think I actually will need it after all. Okay, what is this branch? Okay, oh, yeah. There's a couple more bug fixes in this one. Yep. Okay, so I will check out this branch and then I'll push it and pull it. Some of it's just linter stuff. Which, by the way, the linter did catch errors. You should always use a linter. Oh my gosh, that bugs the bejeebies out of me. That is the ugliest code I've ever seen in my life. And I say that because it's like intentionally ugly, which makes it even uglier. Anyway. Yeah, let's oh gosh. I hate it when people write intentionally ugly code. That's just literally the worst. All right, so what is this? Chore. More linting and fixes. But it's not going to affect the functionality of the code. There's maybe 1 or 2 things I'm going to update in here because they're just so atrociously bad. I'll show you in just a second. But let's make sure this runs. So there was an error that wasn't being caught. Oh, and I need to run, see, probably fish config colors here. And let's see what we get. I should be using something. What am I on right now? What is currently I'm using? Oh gosh, why is that coming at me? Which one's currently selected? Current is what? What is it? It definitely shouldn't look like this. That's just yeah, something's definitely wrong there. We could try Nord, maybe. Nord looks like it would fit well. I don't know what theme I'm actually using. IU Mirage. Nord. Those look like they would be good. Let's just do set theme here and see what happens. Wow, that's magnificently slow. Something must be going on. Because normally this just flashes right on by. So I am wondering if I were to look at activity monitor, if there's, I probably need to close out all my terminals and restart them because something's going funky-do here. That shouldn't be, well, nothing should be going funky-do, right? But Windows Server, yeah, I don't know. But that's concerning to me. Hit enter to stop. I don't know why that took so long. Okay. Anyway, let's run this again and let's see. Nope, still can't read it. Oh well, I'm just gonna go with that. That's fine. So you've got your iTerm theme, but then you've got your fish theme on top of that, and ideally you want them to be the same because sometimes the colors get out of sync for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, that's kind of difficult to read, but whatever, we're going to deal with it. It's not a problem. Let me do a fetch here, and I should get lint2. And then I'm just going to diff lint2 so you can see some of the stuff that is so bad. I hate it when people write Ninja code. It is one of my, I mean, I hate a lot of things. You'll notice I hate a ton of things. But one of the things I just truly, truly can't stand is people writing Ninja code. So you will see in just a second here. Okay, never, ever, 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 ever have an if without brackets that doesn't go on a single line. Just don't ever do that. Because see, what they did was they just wrote an if and then they put some statements down here and they don't have brackets. And I'm not even going to go into why that's dumb. I mean, like if you wanted to do like this, I don't like it. But at least there's an argument to be made for it. There is no argument for, let me show you this crap right here. This pisses me off. Pardon my French. Right here. If, and then a whole huge block. Okay, so this if applies to this if, which applies to here. And then this var does not apply to that. That is a disaster waiting to happen. Gosh, so that's something that I am going to fix. All right, I guess it's just index.js. First of all, what are we doing? We're doing tab width 4. Okay, so we're doing tab width 4. Great. And I should put, let me put in the package.json here. This is all just kind of blah stuff that I'm doing right now, but then I'm going to get, I just wanted to make sure it's right. I'm going to update the package version that I have. The code that I'm actually working on that depends on this, I'm going to update that. And I chose this module for the storage module because it's compatible with wget and curl. And I like being able to have a cookie file that I can share between curl and Node and other tools, just the standard, it's the standard Netscape format. Anyway, what do we got? Scripts. We should also have prettier in here. And then, so we should do prettier -w, and then you want to put the quotes around this is what makes it work. A lot of people don't know that, but the quotes are what make the magic happen. So we want JS, MD, I don't think there's any HTML in here. I think it's just JS and MD. Let me see. Let me just run tree real quick. Holy moly. Tree, but I want to exclude node modules. Dash capital I for ignore. And get. I also want to ignore get. I.get. Okay, there we go. Oh, JSON. We also want to do JSON. Yeah. But what I don't want to do, so here's this echo package.json into .prettier ignore and echo package lock.json into prettier ignore. We don't want to mess with those. Let them be what they are because they're going to be automatically rewritten by npm. So there's no point in fighting that. That's just silliness. Well, let's see if we can run npm prettier here and get unified the way things should be. All right, cool, great. Looks good. So I'm just gonna commit that as a prettier commit, I think. What did we get for our package? Oh, it's just, we added the prettier script. Yep, okay. So add readme package.prettier ignore make prettier. Right, there we are. And then I'm just checking to see, we got nobody watching the stream. Nobody wants to see me working on work stuff. That's boring. That's okay though. I do it for the voices in my head as well, so it's all good. So let's check out lint2, and then let's rebase from master. Cool. And then npm run prettier. And then no change there. Great. And then we want to vim, what do I want to do here? Oh, that one file where we got the atrocious else thing going on. This is just maddening. Just maddening. Oh, flippin' A, man. That's a disaster waiting to happen if anybody else had to work in this code. I mean, this is old code, so it's more or less it's complete. But gosh, that stuff freaks me out. So I'm not going to be able to get the linter to pass on the curly, but I'm just going to see. We're just going to take a maximum. I'm going to set a timer of 5 minutes. That's what I'm going to allow myself to work on this problem for. I don't want to get sucked into this. But I do, like, I care that the code is provably correct and readable. npm install -g js hint. Why? For some reason, you know what? I think I was working on a project the other day, and I think it disabled the JS hint stuff. Is it in here and just disabled? What is going on? Maybe I need to, let's see, ale, prettier. Prettier's working. Why is JS hint not working? I don't know what's going on. I mean, the file's the right name, right? JS hint rc, okay. And I've had it work on some things and not work on other things. I'm really, really confused. Okay, now it's working again. It must be because I'm switching node versions. Okay, cool. So whatever the heck this means. Okay, that's silly. This read E. Yeah, I don't even know what that's supposed to do. I'm imagining this is synchronous. To do. Is this synchronous? What does even this mean? Is it referring to the file store? Read file. Okay, read file. Try sync. Yeah, so this is a read sync. Okay. We should probably rename that to read sync. Do we have a read sync? Okay. I don't know. There's just too many of these things in here. All right, I said 5 minutes. No, let's see what I can get done in 5 minutes. If only I had a regex for this. And these ones aren't so bad, but just for the sake of style checker can tell, you know, am I using curly braces or not? Okay, man. Again, these ones, these are forgivable. I think this is much more clear. This is easier to read. Whoops. But it's forgivable. Some of that other stuff is just non-forgivable. Nested single line non-block ifs. Okay, throw expected. Okay. Yeah. That's non-forgivable right there. No forgiveness for that. Okay, and then I wonder, can I make a regex that'll match this? That'll say this should be this. Oops, continue should be this. Continue this. Yeah, okay. There we go. I could have done that before. And then sync. Okay, because right is sync. Yeah, definitely I would put it to do on this to rename right. But again, like this code, it works, it passes the test. So it's probably not going to need to be updated. All right. And then, you know, I am going to, all right, 5 minutes is almost up, but hey, I think I got it to a good place in 5 minutes. So for all of these, I'm just going to regex this. We're going to replace the beginning of the line with var space. Well, we're going to say space plus with var space. Whoops. Let me try using a different thing here. All right. Trailing characters. Oh, whoops. Like this. There we go. All right, 5 minutes is up, but let me get rid of all of these commas here. Comma. All right, there we are. Cool. 5 minutes is up, and I'm done. Anyway, now we can set curly to true. JS_hint-c, .js_hint_rc, index.js passes. Great. Oh man, that just, why Ninja Coders? Why? Okay. All right, late def, unused, cool. All right, let me run the npm run test. Shouldn't have broken anything. Good. All right, I feel more confident about, well, I don't know. I guess the code's been around for a while. It just had a few bugs that need to be fixed by 6 different people, so whatever. Anyway, sure. Update linting rules and code to match. Alrighty. So we're going to go back to master, and we're going to rebase lint2, and then we're going to push. Push master, and then let me make sure. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to check out -b main, and this is where I'm going to keep the new line of this. So this is now going to be at root file cookie store. We're going to drop this down to 0.9. Well, yeah, okay, let's call it 1.0. Sure. And this is going to be the root company. All right, dev dependencies. Would love to knock out those dependencies. Okay. And bugs. We're going to say go there. And let's update the README to match. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of all that build status crap. Well, not that it's crap, just it's not what I'm going to use. File cookie store. And I always link things back to themselves. So that as they get nabbed by bots, at least the bots will copy the link that goes back to the original. Okay. All right. I don't think I want this. Store cookie files in the Netscape curl wget etc. format. A plugin for tough cookie at 4.x. Compatible with store cookies in Netscape compatible text files. There we go. And let's do I don't want to go through all of this because I am going to publish this, but okay, I'm going to give myself 5 minutes for this task as well, because updating the documentation is not necessarily in the core of what I need to do right now. But JS buys on all right, let's go features. All right, that's the numero uno. Number 2 is, well, that's actually numero uno. All right. All right, we can have parallel access. To cookie file using lock file. There we go. All right, and then let's just update this a little bit here. And I think I want to update it according to the way that I found to use it. So let me go in here. I'm using this for testing. That's what I'm using it for. By the way, I'll check over here. Okay. Hey, welcome. Oh, dropped right off. I was going to say hello. You didn't want to be said hello to. Fine. I see how it is. Should it be tests? Okay, there we go. Tests. And how do we do this? File cookie store. I think it was supposed to have new here in order for that to work. Auto sync false. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that line is supposed to mean. Promisify, that's how I'm using it. And jar. I think I'll just copy this whole thing here. Set no number. And let's just say this is the way that we use this. So usage. I don't know about synopsis. npm install tough cookie at 4, and then at root file cookie store at 1. What am I at? Oh gosh, I'm really short on time. I need to be able to get this published in momentarily. Okay, so there I'm creating a cookie store. I'm creating the cookie store async. And we need to do this. Tough cookie, cookie jar. I got my jar right there, right? No cookie jar, lock file, true. Sure, I guess I could do, I don't know what auto sync means. I don't know where I copied that from. Copied it from somewhere, and it seems like it's working, so I'm going to go with it for now. promisify for async functions. Initialize. Okay. And I don't really care about cloning the repo. Examples of, and then let's just do file cookie store doot. Whoops. With do at root file cookie store, right? Oh, whoops. Can't use slash. Well, I can, but then I have to escape the slashes. So let's just use colon. Yes. Is that it? Really? RG file cookie store. Okay. Looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good, looking good. Let's do an npm install on this. Whoa, vulnerabilities. npm audit fix. Okay, npm audit. Regular expression, denial of service in Mocha, that is not a problem. Minimist, not a problem. Yeah, I think pretty much all of these, I think all of them are development dependencies. It's just stupid, you know? Let's see, what does our actual dependency tree look like? Dependencies, tough cookie, punycode, lock file, queue. And then what if we do an ls? All right, what's our main stuff here? Expect, no, lock file, good. What else? Punycode, good. Queue, good. Tough cookie, good. All right, so we don't have any actual problems in the real code. It's, and let me see if I can just get rid of these dependencies then. So if we just do, can we do npx mocha at 2.2? Will that work? And can we do, and then I guess we need expect, but can we just nix this one and do npm ci production only, I think is what it is. Excellent. And then can I run npm run test? And it just grabs, yeah, great. Okay, so there we go. Get rid of dependencies that way. And then likewise, this should be prettier at 2, and then JS hint at 2. Cool. And then I guess we still do need expect.js. I'm not quite sure why, but that's not giving us any npm audit issues. All right, cool. So this is all ready to publish now. All right, let's see. Oh, hello, welcome. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm just, there's a module that I needed to bug fix. And so I am going through the process of actually publishing it because so many people make a fork of a module and then they don't republish it. And it looks like the project's kind of dead. It was complete, but then other things in the ecosystem moved on and it's just kind of been abandoned. And 6 different people have made PRs to it. I just collapsed them all together and I'm publishing a version. But so many times people don't publish it. And then you've got these hokey, one-offs that are stored somewhere in your system and they're not, documented anywhere. And I really don't like that. So let's see. Sure. Ready for publishing. Update docs and ready package for publishing. Yeah, Sure, that works. Cool. And then, yeah, so I should just be able to do npm publish access public, and then let me go grab my OTP. Oh, I need to plug in my phone. Battery's dead. Haven't plugged it in probably in 2 days or something. I love not having to plug in my phone, actually. Being able to forget for a day or two. Okay, good. My one-time password. And there is no security vulnerability with you seeing my one-time password, other than that if you happen to publish something within the next 30 seconds and you already knew my password, then I guess you could, but there's not enough information in the OTP. The bits of entropy in the secret is something like 128 bits, and then the bits that you get here is something like 17 or 21 or something like that. So the orders of magnitude are astronomical. That's part of the benefit of cryptography, is generally knowing a public value. No matter how many public values you know, it doesn't infer the private value. And for all intents and purposes, any given OTP is a public value. If you were to publish them to the web as they changed, that would not necessarily help an attacker learn what your private key is. It would just make it so that they had your OTP. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so here we are. That's done. Good. Now I can go back over here, and I'm going to go npm install. Let's see. Also, I kind of want to make this bigger. Can we make this bigger? Come on. What in the world is going on? Popular. I'm so popular. I don't know why I don't know if it's my text messages or what is ringing off the hook here. But I keep on getting dings. Okay. Just random stuff. Somebody telling me they remembered, some song on the radio and remembered a trip. Somebody else let me know they're leaving out of town. Want to know if we can get together before then. That's good. I do have friends. Sometimes you gotta wonder, Anyway, so now I should be able to save file cookie store. There we go. And then I'm going to rip the old one out of the package, because I think I was just pointing it to a Git repo anyway. Yeah. Oh, and actually I don't need this to be in the main. This is for testing, so we can actually put this down here. QRST. There we go. And then let's make sure the tests still run. Oh, and I am going to update. Let's go back to my fork. If I can find my fork here. I am going to update. It's got branches. I'm going to leave the master there. What? Did I not push it? Whoops. Okay. Git tag dash f v1.1. Actually, you know what I should do? npm version patch. Push dash u origin main. Git push tags. And then npm publish. Just publish again, so that I'm not interfering with the prior Git tags from the other versions. That way you can kind of still follow the history. Not that you'd want to follow the history, but for tooling and stuff like that, that's following the history. Okay, let's go back here and swappy do. There we go. I've got that one now. Cool. So I am actually going to do a PR. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to announce myself as the new maintainer if I don't hear back from the original on this PR that I'm going to make. So let's say I'm going to go from my master, which does not have my README changes, but just has the other stuff. All right, and I'm going to go all the way back to the original. And this is going to be all bug fixes from all contributors, tests, passing, linted, and prettified with all bug fixes from Forks contributors. Okay, works with tough cookie 4.x. Base 64 encoded data in cookie due to escaping fixed. I don't know. I don't remember what all the other fixes were. Tests pass again. Refactored. Caught. Linted and caught possible errors. Refactored. Unsafe block scopes, and what else? I don't know. Added dot prettier RC dot JS hint RC etc. similar to original style and formatting. Okay. If these are not accepted, I am new currently maintained fork. Okay, so if these changes are not accepted, for those finding this issue, if these changes are not accepted, let's find this issue. If these things, I think that deserves hyphens, maybe. Please use the fork at root file cookie store. GitHub.com, the root. You know what I need? I think, so Apple has this feature. We're going to try this out. I don't know if this is going to work. This could backfire on me. But there are macros, shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts. There's text. We can add let's try this. GHC. Let's see if this bites me in the butt. GHG. Maybe I need that. GC. GHBC. Whoops. All right, let's maybe I'll solve that problem for the rest of my life. Let's just test this out real quick, see if this works. GHR. Ha! Beautiful. Let's see if it works if I just do a slash. No. Okay, so it's got to be GHR and space. That's okay. I can hit space and then... That's amazing right there. Power of macros. Okay. going to wait on that. I'm just going to go ahead and put it there. Most likely, let's see. I mean, this person hasn't updated this thing in years and years and years. Most likely, they're not going to respond. So I'm just going to say new maintainer. And all right. Go here. New maintainer. Since this project is no longer maintained, and I'm using this for testing a production product, please feel free. This project appears to not be to no longer be maintained. I hate wording this stuff because it's like I like getting words correct. That's part of my my whole chi as a programmer and anything. But I just like, what are the right words? Okay. Assuming the prior maintainer doesn't accept the, I don't know what to say. I'm now maintaining this project at, there we go. Let's see, I would say I've integrated the PRs, the existing PRs and bug fixes from the other branches, from the other forks. And I'm accepting new issues and PRs. There we go. And then let me make sure that I actually do have issues and PRs and stuff turned on. Make sure issues, there we go. I don't care much about discussions. Anyway, cool. So now I can depend on this thing. Okay, let's see if it still works. It's probably going to fail now. I went through all that work. Cannot find module tough cookie. That's all right. I maybe should have had that as a dependency. Let's see, save dev tough cookie. There we go. So hello and welcome. Feel free to ask me any questions, leave comments. When I'm looking over here, I'm looking at comments, and I do try to check every 5 minutes or so that I can answer questions. All right, let me just do npm install regularly here. And it's probably going to go through all that stuff again. Alrighty. A bajillion files. Okay, tests. 01 auth. Could not find module file cookie store, so I just need to go update that string file cookie store at root. There we go. Boom. All right, cool. It's working. So don't get too excited. These access tokens for a dev test account. So yes, you can copy them and decode them and all that, but they're not going to give you much joy. Although the other day I did accidentally put, thankfully it wasn't company account stuff, but I put some personal credentials on the screen by mistake, and I had to go rotate the keys. Thankfully, it didn't take too long, but it wasn't what I wanted to do right then. Cool. So this is working. Now, the whole reason for that is that I wanted to get back the session info because I'm testing some changes. So we're going through, before I even do the exchange, I should be able to do the, all right, user sessions, I think is what we're doing here. Request gets, yeah, that should work. ID token should work. Okay, but beyond expecting 200, I should do a log, an expect and a log. Let's see, where's my expect function? So what I did here was I just wrap the handler. You tell it what status code you want, and then it returns a handler that takes the response, checks the response for the status code, so on and so forth. And I'm going to put in a, I don't know what we should call this. I think log would be fine. I don't think I've got log defined anywhere else in this file, nor do I think I'm likely to. So we're going to do return expect status code, and then we're going to log the response, and I'm just going to do console.log response.toJSON. That should work. Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do yet. I want to go to sessions, and we're going to change this to log, JSON true, yada, yada, yada. That looks good. All right, so let's run this again. And this time, fingers crossed, we'll get a list of sessions. All right. I did something wrong. Expect. Let's do, oops, async expect. Async expect, no. Async function expect, there we go. It's returning the response. And then log is, I'm a little confused, but we'll see what's going on here. Function, anonymous. That doesn't seem right. All right, return async function. Log is going to be let resp equal await expect console log. What am I doing wrong here? Return async resp.status code, return resp await. I don't know. Let's try it again. Async function, anonymous. Oh, duh. Wait. No, that should be fine. We want to return, oh, no. No. We do not want this. We do want this. We don't want this. Promise. No. No, we don't want that to be async. Okay, because what we're doing is this is fn. And we're going to return fn. And then fn's going to get called. Okay, why am I having a hard time wrapping my brain around this? No. Is it that? Is that what I meant to do? We're not trying to get... So log status code is going to return. Why is my brain not working right now? Hold on. Give me a second. This is obvious. And my brain is just skipping a beat. Okay, when I say expect, I'm returning this function. So this function is receiving response, and then it's returning something. So I want to return the function that we get from expect. But in addition, because the function that we get from expect is the right one. I'm sorry. This should, like, I should be getting this. But because I'm having a moment, I'm going to just copy it like this. Resp to JSON. Yeah, because I've got this little nagging feeling in my brain that there's something simple that I'm just not. It has to do with, I'm getting confused about what I'm actually returning. So let me go back here. Let's see. All right, expect. All right, so there, this returns right away. This is not returning a promise. This is returning a handler. The handler is an asynchronous function. So I think what I need to be doing, okay, now I got it. I'm a little bit overcomplicating it in the first place, because log can take this, can receive resp, can do this, and continue to return. And we can just have, let me see where I've got a log. Log. Some of those should be changed to info. So I can just do an expect 200 and then a log, but I don't really need to do anything to the log. Async function log. Oops. Function log. I don't need to do anything with it. So yes, this does not return a promise. This returns immediately. So I might have introduced a bug there at some point, and the tests may have appeared to be passing when they shouldn't have. Let's find out. Getting an error. Debug account ID. Error object. Unexpected status code nothing. So now something's being stringified in a way that it's not supposed to be. And we're finding out at line 130. And I guess technically this doesn't need to be async, but it shouldn't matter whether it is or it isn't. All right, where is this originating from? Where was that expect failing? Debug ID token debug account ID. So we were getting account ID. We were getting to where we're debugging account ID. Then we're getting to profile. And then let's say the profile went well. So I think what's happening here is I may actually be getting back an incorrect response from the server, but we'll find out in just a second. So debug profile. Let's do let, or I guess we probably have response here somewhere else already. So let's debug the profile and do response dot to JSON. Okay. All right, that looks good. That's what we expect for profile. Cool. All right. And then right here, let's go check and see what we're getting. Oh, interesting. Oh, I'm not in the screen. That's why. Let's go get into screen. That file doesn't exist anymore. And let's go ahead and just restart. Oops. And then see what we get with the latest server. Debug profile. Okay, cool. All right, sessions. Do I get an error? Sessions, I get a 400 bad request. All right, that's cool. I can get a bad request. That's actually good. I like getting bad requests. Oh, duh. I was getting back an object. Okay, now I know why. And so what I need to do, sessions requires a sense parameter. And we're going to do sense equals new date dot to ISO string date dot now minus 60 times 1,000, 3,600 times 1,000. Okay, that's dumb. I'm not doing that. This is why, see, template strings are tempting and dangerous. Hour ago. Let's say last hour. I think that's how we do that. Oops, 3,600. Okay, so let's take a look now. That did not get me what I was expecting to get, maybe. Let's do Control A escape to scroll back here. Not really getting on much in that regard. Okay, escape. Log.txt. Let's go take a look at the logs. All right, payload success, debug profile, access token. But I'm not getting the log that I'm expecting to get. Sessions. All right, I'm expecting 200. I'm getting 200. What am I getting over here? Sessions, sense. I definitely just created a session, so I should see my sessions. I mean, it should get, if nothing else, I should get back an empty array. So, what's going on with the log function? Okay, definitely there's my problem there. Okie dokie day. All right, now I understand everything that went wrong. It's the color. The color's throwing me off. It's making my brain not work as well. The earthy tones, they're just not good for the programmer mind. Okay, cool. So we've got a payload. Cool, that's really what I was looking for. So let's do bum 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 bum. Let's do log body, and I will change my log function. All right, name. If not name, what could possibly go wrong? Okay. Let's try this. If string is type of response. Yeah, this is a hacky do. This is a really hacky do. Shouldn't do it. I know this is bad. Crossing the streams. I want to make it so that I can put in, let's see, if object, no, if resp, and this is maybe a little less bad. There we go. Object is equal to the type of response. Then log it out. If resp and resp dot body. There we go. Duck typing at its finest. All right, payload. Cool, cool, cool. All right, effective user. I want to check out what is the effective user. Let's see what that looks like. Should just have my name. Oh. All right. Oh, this has way too much information in it. That's not what I wanted. Okay. So I need to go look at something. I'm going to go check on the other screen to see if this is something I can show. Let me go. Excuse me while I go do this. All right. Okay, users. Select. Huh. I don't like that one bit. Yeah, I could have sworn. Let's see, we need to go look at the objection API here. Objection. Select fields. Node. Eager loading methods. I don't want to eager load. I want a very not eager load. Ugh. Builder select, sure. I have a dot select in there. So this should not be passing back all that extra information. Maybe select needs to be the last thing. Only selects. Modify graph. Shouldn't select modifiers. Where the heck is select? Why do we not have documentation for select? Find methods. What's the difference between columns and select? Or where raw. Da 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 da. Select. Select. You've got to be kidding me. All right, what's the difference between these two? Creates a select query, taking an optional array of columns for the query, eventually defaulting to star if none are specified when the query is built. The response of the select call will resolve with an array of objects from the database. So select star from whatever. All right. And then I'm assuming columns, the reason we see a separate documentation for columns is getting the names of the columns from the database. Where is it? Columns. No. Column. Specify the set of columns to be selected, taking an array. I don't get it. What's the difference between column and select? Because we're doing columns dot select versus we're just doing select. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Well, let me try putting the select later on. I don't know. User query select. Why would I be getting back objects that have extra information that is not in what I've specified? Because all I wanted to give back was first name, ID, and something else. I guess I should have given back a role, maybe? ID, first name, email. And I'm getting back everything. So let me think about why would this be? Why would I get back everything? I see what it is. I see what it is. I am logging out the wrong piece of information, potentially. Let's go back over here. Let me get this in here. All right, there we go. Okay. Let's go back into here. And I'm logging, no, I'm logging out effective user. Debug, okay, let's go profile. Where am I logging out profile? Debug profile. So that's what's showing up, but that makes sense for the profile. So we could probably do like this. Dot first name. That seems safe to do. And then I want to log out the body of this. I don't know. Well, it seems like it's doing. All right, let's do debug sessions. There we are. Debug sessions, undefined. Profile, undefined. Okay, now we're having the opposite problem. All right, let's go back. Oh, and I think this was like payload. That maybe that's where I'm getting messed up. Okay, so body effective. There we go. Payload dot effective user. Probably payload like 1. Yeah, okay, let's try this. Let's try it this way, y'all. All right, session, first name, email, full name, name. I did not ask for those. I did not ask for those. I did not want them. But this is good. This is all the information that I wanted from the debug sessions. So that's good. Okay. I need to get a little bit of light in here. Excuse me for just a second. Been in the dungeon all day. There's a window right here. I can open this window. Oh, there we go. A little bit of natural light for the first time. Get day and a half. Of course, it really ruins my nice purple glow that I got going on. Let's see if I can get a little bit of that back. No, that's okay. And I need to get some air circulating. Gotta turn the fan on. Turn on low so it doesn't mess with the mic too much, but it's gonna mess with the mic a little. Oh well. Such is life. Okay, cool. So that's really good. So now we are able to see. Maybe I can take a look at that whole object actually. Do another hokey thing here. Just overloading some stuff. I would not export a public API like this, but JSON.stringify. Yeah, at this point, I don't even know why I'm doing this. This is just a stupid thing to do, to have this function that's a log function. I just put the function I need in the place where it needs to go. Instead, I'm doing all this weird stuff. This is just dumb. In fact, I'm going to stop doing this dumb thing right now. So we're going to go back up here, and I'm just going to do what I should do, which is just create my little log function. And JSON.stringify. Let me just copy that and paste it in here. And then what do we got? Looks good. That's all I needed. Makes so much more sense. I don't know why I was doing it the other way. Let's bring that up. Okay, and we're looking at the payload. And we got some sessions. It's not being impersonated. No account associated. We can see the user agent, the IP address, what strategy was used to establish the session, identifier, created, update, revoked, effective user. And then the user, the impersonator, if there were an impersonator, we should see the impersonator. Here's what, do we have effective ID? No, I should get rid of those when they're not available. Let me this. All right. So let's go here, and I'm gonna say, what am I gonna say? There we go. And I guess I could, so we got a little bit of a trouble here. Because I might want to safeguard this function from the expansion of the session object. Right now, everything on the session object is perfectly public. But I might want to safeguard this in the case that, whoops. In the case that we expand it in the future. It's kind of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other problem. I've got to think about it. Yeah, I think I'd prefer that sessions.select. We might need to move this into something special. All right, but the session gives us, let me go check and see what all those things were. All right, this is what the session gives us. and the effective ID. So let me go back in there and just say, just paste this all in here. Sure. And I'm going to replace colon on all these. I'm just going to replace colon dot star with comma and call that good. Boop, 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 boop. There we are. That way, if I change this in the future, the problem is if I change it, wait, where's the identifier? Oh, it's above identifier type. Maybe I should order these alphabetically or something. Put the ID up top and then just order them alphabetically. So let's see, we got some I's. Latest IP, recent IP. Kind of want those together. But sure, let's take identifier up here. We can put user agent down lower. Strategy seems like it belongs with identifier, but whatever. QRS, TUV, and then timestamps. Timestamps can stay down there. ID can stay here. And then session info. Good. I like it. I need to add this to the README. Oh, and I need a way to delete the session. That's another thing I need to do. So we need a delete sessions, in which I should be able to do a session model query. By the way, this code has changed a lot of hands. So there's a lot of different conventions that are being used. Whatever. I'm going to need to do a grep through all the code in just a second, so I'm going to switch it from one screen to the other so I can grep through just to make sure. Because there's portions of the code that still have some stuff that shouldn't be visible. We're doing a lot in terms of making the code more consistent, more secure, having the gatekeeping all in one place, and not having any secrets in the code. But like I said, it's changed hands a lot. And so I don't feel safe just grepping through in case something untoward comes on the screen. That's not even the right word, but whatever. Alright, so session model query. I'm going to let a little more light in. I know it messes with my purple feng shui, but I go back. And one or the other. Ooh, windy day. I should get out the kite. That's what I should do when it's time for a walk. In fact, I should set a timer. I should go for a walk definitely within, what is it, 4:30 right now? Okay, I'm going to set a timer for 30 minutes. I should go on a walk in half an hour. Just take a 10-15 minute walk break. Ah, that feels better actually. Oof. Good natural light every once in a while just hits the spot. But I'm a vampire, y'all. Oh, speaking of which, I might play some music to myself. A little third eye blind. We'll see. We'll see how well this works. I don't know if I'll be able to talk and listen to music at the same time, but we're going to try it. Let's see. Actually, I've been listening to The Killers lately. I did submit that, right? Let's see. The original maintainer pops out of the woodwork, pops back. comes back and would like to maintain this again, I'd be happy to hand it back over. There we go. It doesn't need it. Doesn't need it. It is what it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what else I need to look at right there. Let's just get some code on the screen. That looks more interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go to I wonder if they've come out with anything other than, do they only have 2 albums? I think they really only had I don't know. Excuse me, Third Eye Blind discography. Just gonna check that out real quick and see. Okay, there's a bunch of albums. I'm just not familiar with them. What the heck is Screamer? Oh. Nope, stop. I want that going through the headphones. Headphones. There we go. I think I've only heard the first 2 albums. There we go. Helps me think a little. Alright, so I'm over in the other screen. It doesn't help me talk a little. And I'm just searching for delete. I think I need to go to the objection. Documentation. Sure, we'll just go here. That'll be close enough. I don't want find methods. Mutating methods. Delete. Delete by ID. That seems nice enough. But I don't actually want to delete. What I want to do is revoke. So, yeah, because, oh, and that's going to be log out. That's what I want to do on log out, is I need to get a hook into that. Okay, because in the authentication, I'm currently just deleting the cookie. But I do need to have some way to hook into the logout so that I can do an update and set it to revoked. Thinking on this. Also checking to see if we got any comments. Nope. Okay. All right, updates. We got patch. What's the difference between patch and update here? Patch creates a patch query. Patch object is valid against blah 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 blah. Number of affected rows. Person query patch. Find by ID. Yeah, so patch might be exactly what I want. Query patch find by ID. So what's update then? I want to update the whole row with all its columns. Otherwise, use patch. Okay, cool. I'm down with that. So I'm just going to write this out. I think I need to use a lighter theme maybe right now with the sunlight coming in. Okay, but yeah, I do. This would make perfect sense to say patch revoked at, and it'd be delete session, not delete sessions. And then this would just be new date. and then find by ID, and then I think that'd be rec.user.jti. I think. I gotta go check on that. Kind of want to like a debug interface for this. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm going to go into the module where I know it is. Modules, Auth 3000, lib session, claims, rec, user, whoop, rec, thingy, strategy, nope, that's not the one, that's not the one. User? No? Maybe I should be looking at the middleware, actually. Yeah, here we go. So we're going to verify JWS, JWS param, claims. It's going to go into the user param. So, yeah, it should be the JTI. So that's going to work. Oh gosh. Okay. So what about this logout issue? I just need some sort of hook here. So we are going to want a way to delete all sessions, to revoke all sessions. We are going to want a way that when a person is logged out, that we delete the session for that. So what are we doing with logout? Is this protected by any of the middlewares? Do we have anything set up yet? No, I don't think so. All right. Okay, so I actually do want to verify the session on logout, not just set the cookie. So verify Google token, verify OADC token, verify session. Let me see where I'm using verify session just to kind of get some ideas here. So if it's, yeah, it would definitely, logout should throw an error if you're not logged in. Yeah, that makes sense. And if you're not verified, or I don't know, should logout, here's the question, should logout be able to return an error? Because logout can always succeed. Here's what we want to do. I'm going to catch this there and return nothing. So if ops.revoke session if JWS, wait, why'd the music stop? Out of the Vein, studio album, Ursa Major, Dopamine, Screamer. Let's see if they got that. Third Eye Blind, full album, Screamer. When my life becomes a screamer. Okay, full. I don't know if I want the video album, but it's what I'm getting. Dang, I can't believe they've been coming out with new stuff and I haven't known. I'm so old. Okay, what the heck just happened here? I copied something I didn't mean to copy. If JWS yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go ahead and respond. And then if not JWS, we're just gonna get the heck out of there. And then, what in the world? My tools are failing me. npm install g prettier at 2 js hint at 2. What is going on? No errors? No code formatting? No joy. Oh, it's because it's in node modules. And I've got that ignored. Alright, that's my init file. Let's just comment that out for a minute. Okay, anyway, I do need to remember to copy this out before I even test it. There we go. What? No patterns matching. Whatever. Okay, I'm going to actually go into there a little bit so that I can run prettier. Let's see if it'll run now. Yeah, okay, now it runs. Sweet. Did way too much. Whatever. This is a waste of time. Okay. Revoke session. What should I call this? Sure. Ops.revoke session rec res JWS. User, no. Is that auth param? What do I call this thing when we do this? Yeah. I don't know if this is the right way to go about it, but let's go with this. Auth in param. Oh, we need to do this. Yeah, okay. And then what do we do in this case? Because, I don't know, maybe we just don't. Because I don't want to silence it if there is an error there. And let's see, we'll just await it just in case. Okay, so if not, revoke session, then return. There we go. Let's get rid of all that indentation. I'm looking at you. You. Hi. Yeah, come on in. It's warm. The water's warm. Just in case anybody's looking in their feed and needs an invitation. Okay, we're lonely coding right now. That's alright. That's what I normally do. Verify session, catch, return null. Yeah, that's great. And then... yeah, that's good. Kind of feel like it might be a little bit easier to read actually if we did this style. No, I don't want to do that because then it would catch that error if there's an error here, and I don't want that. I want that error to bubble up if there's an error. Okay, so this is the right way to do it. I wonder what could I do here. Is there a JavaScript function that always returns false? That's what I really want. No. I want an inverse Boolean is what I want. Kind of thinking. Identity function. It just seems like there should be something like that baked into the language that I just never knew about. Like maybe I could use object that way. Let's see. I'm just going to test something real quick. Let's do this. Interesting. What happens if we throw in, say, false? Does it happen to be true? No. That works well enough, though, in my case. I don't know. Is that too much? Is that ninja? That might be a little too ninja. I want to try this as well. All right, let's do var e equals new error sup dog, and then let's do e equals error e. That's false. But if we do object, it's true. Yeah, okay. That's tweetable. I don't want that garbage in my feed. Make it go away. There we go. Excellent. Let's see. Related. Ah, no. All right. Instance of error 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Ah, dang it, quit hitting the wrong key there. 1 2 3 4. Cool. Sample. So I'm on the fence as to whether or not this is too ninja. All right, let's make this a poll. Let's put this poll on for 3 days. keen on identity funcs. All right, let's see here. There we go. Anyway. All right, I think that's all right. I think that's acceptable. I'm not 100% sure this is the route that I want to go with it, but I think that at the very least, it's a workable solution. Hey. What the heck? Go back. Oh well. Oh, this is dumb. Oh, come on. Store as global variable. Let's go here. Temp1 dot enter text. Okay. Let me just save this real quick and I'm going to fix that. No, that's not what I wanted. This one. That's what I wanted. Although, yeah, I do want that too. I'm going to copy this over. Console.log. All right, let's just refreshy here. There we go. Pull to Ninja, just enough Ninja. Not keen on identity funcs. There we go. Ah. There we go. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Okay. I am interested to see what other people think about that, because I think that it is a little bit non-obvious. I feel like the filter boolean is obvious, but that's maybe a little bit non-obvious. Anyway, I need to get this code over into the other repository. There we go. pbcopy is your friend, but not when you are on a remote server. Only when you are local. pb copy lets you copy paste. So auth 3000. Let's see. Revoke session. Logout needs a hook for revoke session. 1, 2, 3, 4. Typically I like to use 2 spaces in actual code, but 4 spaces when I'm writing examples. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Update to lib session.js in logout. Just need a way to inform the database that the user has logged out, and that session shouldn't show up in their list of current active sessions. Okay, I'm not sure on the name. Maybe it should just be logout. You just pass in a logout function that gets called on logout. Let's see. I'll have to ask. Get some feedback on that. Anyway, so I'm good there. I actually should do a diff of this, but I don't think I can do a diff because this is not, yeah, that's not in Git right now. Okay. So let's go to here. Are we looking at, all right, that's where we're inserting. It's getting kind of big. I'm thinking I'm gonna want to trim this down, but I don't know quite how, because it seems like it has what it needs to have. I'll just have to get some feedback on it over time. It's not going to be a perfect first release when that module goes public. All right. Let's do verify. It is 5, but I don't really feel like going for a walk right now. I want to get a little bit more accomplished. All right, so we get the verify. Auth 3000. There we go. .oidc. .credentials. Maybe I could just do a .logout. Because I almost feel like what I could do with these is have, again, like a handler function. I just don't know how I'd want to do it. If I'd want to say you pass in some options and there you go, or like you pass in a function here. Not sure what that should look like. I'm kind of open to the idea of you just call it twice. You call it once with the function and you call it once with the object. I'm open to that. I don't know. So let's see. I got the session model here, right? Yeah. I've got the session model here. So let's say I just did this. I just did session model dot query dot patch revoked at new date dot find by ID JTI. Okay. And then what might we have here? If we did want to catch that, how would we want to catch it? Error. Because there's nothing you can do at this point really to handle it. You just log it. Let's see. Internal error. I mean, I don't even know if it's worth... I think it's worth logging from the perspective that if we see these errors popping up in the logs, we know there's a problem. I don't think it's worth logging from the perspective that most of the time that this error would come up would be... I think there's going to be a lot of false positives potentially on this. So I think what we need to make sure is that the not exist is handled. Not found. Let's see. Entity not found. Code entity not found. Yeah, I think this is the key thing. Oops, where'd it go? Not found. Instance of not found error. I think we just ignore it if it's a not found error. If it's not... Oh gosh, I need to figure out where I was. Hold on, let me back up a little bit. There we go. So if the error is an instance of that, then just do nothing. That's okay. That means we tried to log out, but we couldn't log out. Otherwise, it's a real error that we need to handle in some way. Okay, so let me think about this. I like that a lot. I think that's great. I think that's the right ergonomic approach to it. So, ops dot... I think I'm just going to call this logout. Revoke. And we're going to have, just like we have the IOIDC function, we're going to have a logout function. And we're going to take the fn and we're going to do ops dot logout equals fn. Okay, and I am going to go to my other copy of this. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to get around to that mail template. Let's see. I'm doing all right. 15 minutes. I need to go for a walk, and at least within 15 minutes. I can go a little sooner if I feel like I want to go sooner. But I need to do a little bit of something or other. And take a little email break too. One of the things that's really nice about when I am streaming, if I get sidetracked on something stupid, the whole world knows. So, you know, like my little Twitter poll, I had to think about that. I was like, is it worth doing this? I should have set a timer on it. Say, okay, I'm going to take no more than 5 minutes on this. But I don't know. We'll see. I think the Twitter poll could be, I don't know if it's really that valuable. It's a distraction. Let's just face it. I know. I want to know. I know, because I like to tweet little pro tips, like the Boolean filter kind of thing, and I think that this is interesting. I'd like to see other people's takes on it. Because it is a nice identity function, kind of, sort of. Okay, what is going on here? All right, development equals. I don't know what's going on. Git stash. Let's pull down the latest. Git stash pop. What was I doing there? I did want development to be something that you could pass in. That makes total sense. Yeah, okay. I can't believe that didn't get committed. Can't believe that's just hanging out there. I'm not actually listening to the music anymore. It was just live performances anyway. It wasn't that good. It was lots of, you know, that tingy kind of noise you get. Alright, so this was a feature, past development as option. I might regret that being in all caps, but I might not. It is certainly something that seems like it should stand out. Alright. And one day this whip is going to make it into master. We'll see. It's going to happen. One day. Alright, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and cat this. Clear the screen, cat, and drag all the way up to the top of the screen. And then let's... well, I don't know. I don't really want to change everything. I should be able to just get this pretty tightly scoped snippet here. I think that's going to work. And then we're going to put that by options. Yeah. Alphabetical order, is that what we're doing? L, M, N. So this should actually go here. OIDC, that's not alphabetical. Let's put an alphabetical order. OIDC. Cool. That's good. I like it. And then where's the corresponding bit to this? We just put this underneath. Good. Alright. Can't be handled by response, so we'll send after response. Any errors that occur here would not be meaningful to handle on the client side. So we'll send to do. Discuss. This should always be true, right? How could logging out fail? That's not where I want the quotes. All right. I don't know whether I'm spelling discuss right. Dang it. Discuss, discussion, discuss. 2 S's. That's right. Yeah, that seems reasonable. So we're going to do wrap pros? No, not doing wrap pros because this project is set to have a long line width. No. Alright, cool. So I think that works. I'm going to go ahead and pretend that it does. Feature. Option to handle logout/revoke session. And I'll just force push that if it turns out this doesn't work. That one I don't need anymore. This one I don't need anymore. All right, let's see. So far, so good. Let's run my test. And oh, I totally forgot to finish that delete function. Oops. All right. Session still works. So do I have logout in my test? Logout? I do not. I do not have logout in my test. How am I testing? I think I am testing that logout happens. Set cookies. Yeah, and I'm using the cookies, right? I gotta get cookies, but I'm not always using the cookies, so okay. Let's do a little, let's see, base URL. What the heck? What's base URL? Base URL / API. Huh, that seems like that should be scoped better, but whatever. Again, darting my OZ over here to see if we got any onlookers. When I'm looking over there, I'm looking for comments. All right, accounts. What was I looking for? Recommendation. So let's do this. We're gonna do. I think I have it as a delete to auth-in session. This is what logout is. Test logout. All right, so we're gonna have to do test revoke session. And then I also got to think about what are the security implications of allowing somebody to revoke a session. Probably want to send out an email or something saying you've been logged out of all devices. Because an attacker could use that, of course, gain access to your account, and then log you out on all other devices. So I think to delete other sessions should require re-authentication by some specific means, such as a text message. I think text message would be really good. Email, I feel a little bit more meh about because I mean, obviously they can get your text messages through your computer as well, but typically your phone has to be nearby for that to work, unless you're on Google Voice. But the email is almost, you know, if they have access to your, yeah, they probably got access to your account because they got access to your email, or you use the same password on everything, which may mean they can get access to your email. So maybe a TOTP or an SMS, or I don't know. I don't know what would be a good method for that. Should require 2FA. But yeah, it makes sense you can log out from what you've logged in, but we want this to be auditable. So we want to know when something was revoked. Anyway, so we're going to get cookie. Oh, did I do anything with the cookie there? Okay. Where are we going to do something with the cookie? What? Seriously? I know that I had written a function. You know what? I wonder if it was in the other file. What was the other file? Nope, that wasn't it. Where did the code go in relation to actually using the cookie? Cookies? Oh, man. What happened to that? Well, we'll see. So what we should be able to find is that we can do is refresh in here. Oh, that was in the bash code, and I didn't convert all of that over yet. Yeah, because I had this written out with curl, and it got to a point where it's like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this curl anymore. Okay. All right. So we get an ID token. Let's go ahead and test this then too. Did we set the cookie there? Yeah, we did. Set the cookie. So let's go do this and say we are going to do headers and cookie. No, I tested this in the JavaScript because I had to go back and forth because I was having trouble with the cookie library, hence that whole thing. And I had the set cookie and the get cookie. I guess I just verified that it could get the cookie, but not that the cookie works. I could have sworn I had like the whole toString and all that. I must have just, I don't know. Get cookie sync. Okay, toString. All right, so I must have just removed the function I was testing it with for some reason or other. Anyway, we're gonna post a refresh. Alrighty. And we're expecting it to do 200, and we're expecting to get a refreshed ID token. That's what we are expecting. All right, so failed to log in. Log in with success. Refresh with success. Get accounts. I think I'll way down here. Get profile. Get sessions. Get recommendations. All right, test logout, and then the next test to do test refresh with expired cookie. Oh wait, hold on, let me think about this. How's this gonna work? Yeah. So the way this should work is, one, it's going to set logout. But two, it's going to check to see, anytime there's a refresh, it's going to check to see that the thing that's doing the refresh hasn't been logged out. So you can log something out remotely. So yeah, this should work. This should be good. I might get to these other two after my little walk, which I need to get to soon. All right, so we're going to delete the session, and we're going to use cookie. All right, let's see how that fares. Unexpected status code, so something just went wrong, but that's okay. Invalid session. All right, so let's take a look at the cookie. Man, I'm gonna be so ticked. Did all that work, got all the tests passing. I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Cookie header. Is it cookie or is it cookies? Cookie. It is cookie. Syntax. Da 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 da. So this is what it should look like. So let's go ahead and see. Cookie equals refresh with success. This is where process.exit 1. So that one should pass first. If we get that one to pass, the other one should pass. Okay. Body. So something JSON-y is not happening right. Let's take a look. It looks like maybe we're missing JSON true. What's going on here? There's a request, headers. All right, request. Where are my headers? Cookie. Cookie is nada. All right, so but the good news is the tests are passing on that. So if the cookie is nada, it's because I'm not passing in the URL. I must have lost some progress on this. I must have done like a reset hard and lost a little bit. Hopefully not too much. Because I know, I remember specifically fixing this problem. Okay. Oh, good. Refreshed ID token. Excellent. Okay. Feeling so much better now. Oh, it stinks when you lose work and you go back. I mean, normally I don't lose much work. Occasionally I lose a couple of patches because I'm switching between computers or something. But like here, I lost probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes of work probably. But I was working on this like a week ago, and then I had to work on some other stuff, so it's what happens. Oh, do I look that grumpy? There. Now I've got my smile on. Very inviting. Okay. Yeah, that one's good now. So we can get rid of this process exits. And let's see if we can get on down to the accounts. Exchange cookie for, no. ID token for access token. Yep. Get recommendations by access token with account ID. And then we're going to test logout. So we're going to delete the cookie. On the client side, and it's going to cause the cookie to be deleted on the server side. But then we're going to use that cookie again for a refresh. So let's go do the refresh. All right, and this time what we hope to see is that the refresh should fail. So we should get a 401 or maybe a 400. But we definitely should see the refresh fail. Fail to refresh. Server expired cookie. All right. So we can just use the same cookie. Use cookie from above. And then this time we should expect a 401. I think is what we're expecting. And so we don't expect this to succeed. We don't expect to get back a positive message. But I do want to check what logout tells us. Should just tell us success. Pretty sure. Should tell us success no matter what. But we will know it's successful if we fail to refresh. Okay. So, unexpected status code 401. Wait, that's what we wanted. Unauthorized. That's exactly what we wanted. I just said expect 401. Well, okay, I must have understood something wrong here. Authorization bearer. What was my request? My request was to exchange. Wait. But this was working just a moment ago. I didn't change this part, right? Yeah. Must be logged in. But am I not logged in? Hmm. I think I am logged in. Okay, this... Back me up here. This was working 2 minutes ago. I should have... the refresh was working just fine. We got a new ID token. Accounts work just fine. And then we listed sessions, which should be a non-destructive action. And then we get here to do the exchange, and we're not even using the cookie there. I don't know why I have that cookie bit there. Let's go cookie equals refresh deserves a cookie. Recommendations does not deserve a cookie. Test logout deserves a cookie. Alright, so what small, minute thing did I do that is causing this to fail right now? And also, let me just go ahead and add whatever package changes here. I'm interested to see what those are, actually. That's just the cookie store change. Okay, so nothing there. Got it. How about... what's the rest of this stuff? We're adding the get sessions, and get sessions is non-destructive. I'm adding also a delete sessions, which is not complete yet. So I just want to mark that. So API routes auth r delete throw new error. All we could do errors.create not implemented, because we have a kind of a standard-ish errors set up. So we got not implemented errors. Okay. So let's go ahead and I'll add this one. I feel good about that. What are these other changes? That one is actually fine to take out now. Now it's index auth.accounts. No need for that anymore. Oops. Okay, those are good. API routes index, yep. And then our logout that I just added, that's good. And all this stuff's good. Okay, so I'm going to add all of these things. And then I'm going to bring back the file that was working just a minute ago. So I copied a bunch of stuff just a couple minutes ago into my special place here. And I'm going to bring this back, and I'm going to run it again because it was working. And we got up to the point that refresh token was working, right? And then I was exiting out once the refresh succeeded. New ID token, new cookie. Okay. Same cookie. Okay. So this one was also failing, but why? You must be logged in to access this. Yes. Am I mistaking Authorization bearer. Auth exchange. And quite clearly. See if we got any strange things going on over here. No. 401. I'll just do some sanity checks. Let's see, exchange by ID token. Alright, cool. Verify ID token. Get claims. Do we have any more verify things going on over here? Verify ID token. Any of this stuff. I'm going to look for an error, and then I'm going to throw the error, but I'm going to console.log the error. Thor. I'm going to Thor the error. No need to throw it when I can Thor it. Alright, sudo system control restart node. Butadubba. 502. Great. But the error's not being thrown. Okay. Try this again. It says it's a 401, but it's actually a 500. Right? And try one more time. No, it's fine. Okay, okay. What was I going to do here? Wasn't I going to console.log the error? Isn't the whole point of what I was just doing? Console.log. So there's no error happening here then. Okay, so let's figure out where is the error happening. Exchange by ID token. Rec res. We're going to pass in here rec and res. And we're going to catch it. We're going to wait it. Async it. Sure. Oops. Okay, so unauthorized. You must be logged in to access this. Tell me more. Must be logged in. Lib session 115, 305. So 115, 305, 371, that gives us some places to go. Get claims. Okay, 115. Okay, sure. Am I revoking? Huh. Okay, also need to trigger this. This also needs to be triggered on a new login from a computer that already has a session cookie. So if I log in, if I sign in twice, the first cookie should be logged out this way. All right. I'm becoming distractible. I need to take a break. But I'm really confused about this. Because this was working before. Like, if I were to reset and check out this file, it was working. Or maybe it wasn't. But I could have sworn I've tested it to work. Oh, whatever. Go back and watch the video and then I'll see. Maybe there was an error message along the screen the whole time. I was oblivious to it. Okay, I think it's reasonable to assume, let's see, let's go back to this 370 by ID token. It's going to take us up a little further. Then there's get claims that takes us up a little bit further. All right. No, we need to see where get claims was defined. And then that's going to be probably this get claims is what was called. Yeah, this get claims is what was called. So that takes us back into the homeland here. It's this big mess. But do I throw in here at all? That's what I want to see. Do I throw? Unsupported authentication. User not found. Unauthorized. If not session. So I think the problem might actually be I've restarted the server since we've been doing this whole process. I think yeah, this is reasonable. I should be able to find a JTI. Let's go ahead and log some stuff out here. Console.log token JTI. No, I know for certain when we started. Because I remember specifically one of the things I was going through was the logs that were getting access to things on the account. So I know that this worked. All right, let's see what this looks like. And let's see what this looks like. And then let's also see if we did find by ID, let's see if that changes the tune at all. Because sometimes these libraries, they do a mapping of whatever the ID column is to call it ID rather than calling it by its column name, because you kind of tell it to do that. You say, what's the ID column? So I'm wondering if maybe because JTI is the ID column, maybe it doesn't accept it as JTI. Maybe it only accepts it as ID. By the way, JTI is just a way to say an ID of a token, of a JavaScript web token, JSON web token, whatever. Hey, where's my, there it is. Here's what we're going to do. Give myself time to switch over. Alrighty. So I can be in this window when it blows up. Alright, I'm going to go look in the database itself. Now let's do select star from sessions. Let's do select. Yep. Password is password, username's username, database name is database name. That's the dev database for you. No access to the outside world. Huh. How odd. Okay, this gives me a clue. That gives me a really solid clue. I think I'm randomly generating the JTI where I intended to be tying this token to its parent token. Okay, JTI equals, and then creating a new token, but when I'm doing this here, yeah, that's my problem. Okay, so when I'm doing an exchange, any of these things, then the new JTI, this is kind of an abuse of JTI. I should probably do it a different way, but this is how I'm doing it right now. Oh, reverse that. Reverse that. JTI is equal to, there we go. That's what's happening. Okay. So the way that I designed this, which is maybe not the right way to do it, but basically as long as a token, I don't know, I think it kind of works for the use case, although technically not the way it's supposed to be used, but the JTI is the ID of the token. And if a refresh token causes or an ID token causes an account token to be generated, they're all generated with the same JTI, which is kind of wrong because each individual token should have its individual ID. But this kind of makes for this nice parent tracking because they're all kind of different variations of the same token, more or less. So if I expire the parent token, which is the session, then by virtue of expiring the session, I also expire the ID token and the access tokens. Well, I don't actually expire the access tokens because access tokens aren't used for refreshing or exchanging. But potentially I do. Potentially I do. Okay. So I think that that's going to fix it. I think essentially the only time that, so here we should get a new one, here we should get a new one, here we should get a new one. With all of these we should get the old one. So maybe I should do it like this. let JTI, if not JTI, JTI equals, and then all of these fall into the same category. And I can actually, not JIT, JTI. Common misspelling. Completely different technology. Unrelated. JTI. Yeah, let's just put that right there. Cool. I think that's going to work. So we'll go restart the server. Boop. And run the test again. I'm kind of surprised that it still failed. Let's see if I can ascertain why it still failed. Okay, so that looks really similar actually. And we're not getting anything there. So the exchange comes in. I need to see something here. Something's not quite right. Oh. Typo. Like a noob. Or a not noob. Typing causes us all the same. No! This is hopefully a different error. This is for the refresh. Good, 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 good. So, okay. What's the problem here? Body, ID token, error. 200. So I think the problem there was that I should have just revoked that token, and so it shouldn't be usable. If that's where I think we're at. That is where I think we're at. Okay, so let's just say exchange test logout. So up to this point, I think that we will not get any errors. So let me just run this. Oh, hello and welcome. I'm just running some tests, doing some work stuff. If you've got any questions, feel free to let me know. What I'm working on right now is essentially I want to make sure that the user is logged out correctly, that when they log out, their browser cookie is invalidated, any tokens that have refresh capabilities associated with that are invalidated, and anything where we need to do like an immediacy check of invalidation is invalidated. And then I'm also, after that, making sure that we can log them out across the board. I've only got like 5 minutes left here, though, because I was going to go for a walk because I need to go for a walk and take a break. But my wife and I have plans tonight, so can't. I got to go get ready for that sooner or later, which maybe I can stretch it beyond 5 minutes. But anyway, and maybe, if you've got a nice set of eyes and you notice something that I don't notice, please let me know. So what should have happened is there is a logout function. So let me just do this, console.log. Our friend. Oh, everybody loves him. A real popular guy. The log that doesn't want to be missed. Alright, so let's see what's happening here. Revoked at should be set. Find by ID. And that should work. So in this particular case, I'm just going to comment out ignoring the not found error, because if it's not found at this point right now while I'm developing it, I want it to know. So the logout function should be called. That's the first thing. The current problem is that I just logged out the user, and then they were able to use that cookie again right after I logged them out. So I want to make sure that the logout function is in fact being called in the way that I believe that it ought to be. And then I want to make sure that it's revoked in the database. And then I just need to go make sure real quick. I'm pretty sure up here where I was looking at the sessions, and sorry, the screen, so the code style we have at work is for the lines to be like 150 characters long or something like that. And then because I'm streaming this, I'm trying to I'm making the screen shorter. So I should probably switch while I'm streaming. I should just switch my line length so that this stuff's easier to read. Okay, anyway. We should not find, let's see, often. If it is a new session, then we're going to create a token in a session. If it's an existing session, then we want to find a token by this ID where it's revoked at is null. But we shouldn't be able to find it's revoked at null if we just called logout on it. I'm going to go back down to the logout function. Because that should have given us an error, a different type of error. I should have seen, let me actually check and see if I did see that error. Let me cancel this, go back and look. The error that we should see here is it will say something about being undefined, like your where clause is undefined. That error should have come out here, because I think that was the error. I do not see a where clause undefined. That's very strange. Maybe because it gets coerced to the string undefined, because it is looking for a string. And so if I pass in undefined and then it searches for the string undefined, it would indeed find nothing, and it wouldn't trigger the undefined error. Because normally when you call find by and then you pass in something that's undefined, it says, oh, you put an undefined in a where clause. That's not allowed. Don't do that. Which I appreciate. Okay. So with that, I think the problem will be solved. I'm going to run the test again. Okay. Yeah, no errors in the test. Process.exit up to this point. All right, let me run that one more time. I'm going to clear the screen, run the test, and get over here. Okay, so delete was called. Ooh, unhandled error. Cannot destructure. Okay, so that makes sense. Rec auth in as it is undefined. I could have sworn that I did define it though. Let me go in here. Log out. Yeah. So this is auth in, and auth in is going to get an object that has JWS. So this is either going to return, verify session is either going to return an error or it's going to be valid. I'm just going to console.log this to be sure. I mean, but it's telling me what it's telling me. Oh, this is the problem right here. That right there. Okay. So I need to go fix that over here as well. Log out. I was passing in the wrong variable right there. And I'm just going to call this a fix up, and I'm going to rebase and just F for fix up, which is just a faster way to squash. It doesn't ask me what do you want to name these things that you're squashing together. It's just like squash it and keep the original name. All right, so origin whip. There we go. I force push to feature branches. I don't force push to main, except when it's a project that nobody knows about yet, because I haven't published it anywhere. Okay. So with that change, I think this is going to work. I'm going to leave that console.log in there. I don't think we need it. But okay. No problems. Oh, and we do have a big problem here. Let's figure out what this big problem is. All right, internal error, revoking sessions. You should only pass objects to setJSON method. SetJSON was given an invalid value revoked at. Okay, yeah, I know what that's about. Again, this is just a typo. So right here we did patch. And I did revoked at, because where this is the way that where works, where you pass in one thing and then you comma and you pass in the other thing, and so I was just in the habit of doing that. Let's see, are there any other patches in here? No, that's it. That's the only one. Okay, one more time. Restart the server. Run the tests. Check the server. All right, delete happened. All this stuff looks good. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that because we don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and I do need to enable the very last test. So the very last test, now logout is working correctly. We're not getting any errors on logout. The very last test is, can we take the session that we just had? The browser wouldn't do this. If you log out on a browser, it's going to delete the cookie. But a malicious actor, they can do whatever they want. I don't know how the malicious actor would get access to the cookie, but hey, they're a malicious actor, right? And actually, there was an exploit that just came up with this problem recently. I can't remember which company it was, but there was a company very recently that had an exploit that was very similar to this, where you could log out a user or a computer from the system, but then use, it was Microsoft. What product was it? I think it was an Azure product. But they're very similar to what I'm talking about right now, where you could log out the user, but it didn't expire their tokens. So when they said, hey, log out my account, so somebody had reset their password and done all this stuff, but there was the attacker had gotten hold of a cookie or a token or something and was keeping hold of it. And the expectation is, well, when you click log out, it's going to wipe out the browser. The browser's not logged anymore. If the attacker gets your computer, you're not logged in. But what if the attacker gets your computer, takes the cookie, saves it for himself, and then comes back? The logout function, if it just clears out the browser, but the cookie is still signed and valid, you've got a problem. So that is exactly the kind of problem that I am testing to make sure that we don't have. So I'm going to run that test. And then I'm also going to, not now because I don't have time for it, but I need to test that we can revoke all sessions. Say, log me out from all devices. But that is something an attacker can use as well against you. So we're going to have to incorporate some sort of 2FA, but I'm going to write the basic function and have like a to-do in there for adding 2FA. But anyway, let me go ahead and run the test now. Let me go ahead and run the test. Oh, sweet. Okay, debug, access token, pass. Let's take a look at that one more time. All right, so we're expecting to get a 401, and we do get a 401. I'd kind of like, I'm just going to put some debug stuff out here. Debug got recommendations. And then debug logged out. And then debug. And this is just to satisfy refresh failed after logout. Refresh failed with hijacked cookie after logout. All right. So you're really lucky because up to this point there was a lot of slog. Meaning, just going through stuff, making little changes, whatever. But like, here's the combination, here's the crown jewel, and that little story about Microsoft. It's a good one, and this is how we prevent that. Like, anyway, so with that, yep, everything looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that log. I'm going to go ahead and I need to publish a new version over here. That's the first thing I need to do. So let's do, where are we at? npm version patch. And again, it's no problem for me to show my code on the screen because knowing the code does not help you in, whoops, npm publish. That's what I meant to do. Knowing the code for one 30 seconds does not give any indication of what the code for another 30 seconds is, because you could find matching codes very, very quickly. Cannot publish to a previously published version. Okay, well, let's patch again. 590, 743. Huh. That's indicative that I may have a version on this computer that I need to bring up to date, because I may have incorporated the change that I just committed here over here, forgot to push here. I'm gonna check on that real quick, because if that's the case, I do want to go ahead and take care of that right now. Okay. So this is my desktop setup, and this is my laptop right here. So I'm just gonna check. Your branch is ahead of by 3 commits. Okay. Yep. That's what I did. That's okay. We're gonna rebase. Okay, and then I'm going to npm version patch over here. And we're gonna get, oops. I think we're gonna have to patch again. Yes. Oh my. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have a little bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to get tag -d a bunch of these 6 and 5, and let's go ahead and get 4, and I'll do a fetch in just a second and everything will get worked out. But now I need to pull, and then npm version patch. Okay, so we skipped a couple of patch versions because of had some commits over here and some commits over here, whatever. npm publish. Hopefully they didn't conflict with one another. I'll have to look at the log in a second. Alright, 166.219, 166.219. But anyway, what I was saying earlier is you can find any key that matches this OTP very, very quickly. So if you just wanted to find a key that would match this one OTP for this 30 seconds, you could do that very quickly. And if you wanted to find a key that matched actually 2 OTPs, you could do that relatively quickly, and maybe even 3 OTPs. But to actually hone in on the correct key exhaustively from knowing, if I just gave you every 30 seconds, if I gave you a key 100 times, you would still have almost an unlimited number of keys to exhaust to find the right key. That wouldn't be good enough. I'd have to do like 1 million or something. It's astronomically huge. So anyway, that's why, because you might think, oh, you can't enter in your OTP on the screen recording, but I can. It's fine. That doesn't give away any information, practically speaking. Okay, so let's take a look at the logs here. Okay, this is all just dumb. I was just like, bump, 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 bump. All right, don't report improper error. I remember that. Sign access claims, not all nested claims. I remember that. Option to handle logout, revoke session. I remember that. Past development is an option. I remember that. Okay, so all these things, I remember what they were. They just happened to be on 2 computers and weren't perfectly synced. But now they are. And let's go ahead and do get push tags. And then over here, I think what I'm left with is I just need to update to that latest version. Let me make sure that I get rid of any of the console. Yeah, I don't like junking up the place with console.logs, which is why I use console.log, so that I can easily find where I'm trying to get rid of stuff, because I use console.info if I have logs that I actually want to keep around. The one exception to that is sometimes in tests. Like, for example, there's a whole bunch of console.logs in here. I actually am going to keep them. I should maybe change them into console.debugs, because I do intend to keep them. Maybe. Or this one, I don't really know. Do I really care about keeping this one? No. Well, I probably should check something about this session. To do. Check some details of session, because we should know something about it. And I don't actually need all of that info. I'm just going to put that to do there. Bum bum bum, bum bum bum, bum bum bum. And then this whole function I can just get rid of. I'm not even using it. That was a stupid thing to do. Stupid. Oops. Get status. Test source. I'm just going to look at this again and make sure. I'm just going to search again for console.log. That's all the stuff that's okay. Nothing else in there. Cool. And then the last thing I need to do is install the latest version of Auth 3000. Oh, crap. Which I actually published that to non-beta, but whatever. I've been publishing it to beta because I haven't released Auth 3000, and that's a stupid name for a module anyway. I want to come up with a better name for it, but here we are. Okay, what is it telling me? NPM audit, tell me something is high. Net mask, yeah, it's been complaining about that for a long time. Yeah, I will consider. I'll have to just test, because I should be able to upgrade Mailgun.js or get rid of Mailgun.js. A lot of these libraries, they're just tiny wrappers that just basically put an authentication header over a request library. So it's like, do you need it? Probably not. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up. My wife just came over and she's going like this. I know. All right, so we're gonna add this. And what do we call this? First of all, where are we at here? What did all this do? I'm just going to whip this. Whip means work in progress. And because I'm not quite done, there's still a couple things in here. So what I'll do is I'll squash later, and then I'll get rid of the whip in front of this. So this is feature is adds add endpoints to C and to add session endpoints. Log out, list, revoke. I don't know why that failed. We're going to try this again. So I use this thing called base tag, which you may have noticed if you saw in the code. There's some $signs in front of locations. It's so that when you have a larger project that's not well structured and you have a lot of requires that go back upwards, I know other people use other solutions for this. I can't remember the name of the most popular one, but base tag allows you to specify $sign and then forward from the root of your directory so that your paths are sane and more Go style. Oh, really? Huh. Well, I don't like that one bit. Let's do this. Let's do git push force origin, because what it probably is, and I'm going to save this right here. So this right here is what it was. So that's why I'm okay to do that without knowing what it was, because it's probably just junk. Let's see what's different between these two versions. Yeah, I think that was basically a whip commit previously that I'd pushed up, and then I've overwritten that here. Yeah, all of this stuff looks like stuff that I just worked on. I don't see anything that looks missing except maybe this. Oh no, that's in the right place. Yeah, and that. Oh. Okay, that one right there. I have to check on that because I remember this bug. Okay, that's in source index. I need to check that real quick. All the rest of this stuff looks really good. I'm just scrolling through. Yeah, everything else looks really good. The one thing that looks... no, that's all good. That's all good. What's up, sweetie? Wait, what the heck is this talking about? What's that, sweetie? What about outside? Lydia. Oh, yeah, you're going to go see Lydia today. That's right. Okay, what was this then? Git diff cached. What? I'm so confused right now. Git commit dash m whip feature. Oh, that's what's going on too. Okay. Add session endpoints. That thing that failed rejected my commit, so I pushed something that I wasn't even ready to push. Okay. Add session endpoints for, what was it? Logout, list, revoke. Okay, now this thing is going to do the right thing. Now I can push. Now if I check out master, pull that, I should be able to check out Auth 2500 because it's halfway to Auth 3000 from where it was. Hence the branches off 2500. Yeah, anyway. Git rebase master. That should go on pretty clean, and it does. And then I should be able to force this up to my feature branch. Cool. And there's been several times where I've actually taken a couple of commits out of what I'm working in here and cherry picked them in the master and then rebased, whatever. All right. All that said, I am out. So if you liked this at all, if you thought that it was helpful, if you gleaned some useful information, go ahead, give it that thumbs up. I don't see any comments, so I've got nothing left to respond to for the now. I've got to head out. Check down in the doobly-doo for related links, if any. And we'll see what happens tonight. I really need to finish up that blog project, or at least get it to the point where we can publish it. So I'm probably going to try to work on that again tonight. But yeah, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Hit the bell for personalized notifications so that you get just the code stuff, unless you want to see my game stuff and random stuff as well. Yeah, so with all that, adios. And now I go hit the button that makes the